Wait.
I wish I heard that.
Maybe Anthony will leave it in. Are you ready to get started?
Do you want to change your voice?
Kinda no. What would it be if I just did the whole episode like this? Bye. Birthday behavior.
You sound like Barry White for a second.
This song is just too freaking long. I can't.
Stand it anymore. Hello, Sylvia.
Hello, Vanessa.
Hello, everybody out there. Welcome to Adventures in Vanderland, where we go down the rabbit hole of my mind. And I am Vanessa A. Mans. You can find me on Instagram at mind.of.vans. I've forgotten this like the last 3 episodes at least. Mind of Vans. Also, please follow our new podcast Instagram. It's Adventures in Vanderland Pod on the Instagram. Make sure you check it out. Follow us because my birthday week is this week. And for my birthday, I want 711 new subscribers. We're about 690 away. To my right.
It's me. I'm the problem. No, I'm kidding. My name is Sylvia. I am from Maiden of the Forest. That is Maiden _ I'll just say it. Maiden of the Forest _ in between each one tarot on your Instagrams. Your tarot reader, tarot and tools, guide giver, energy alchemist. Here with Miss Vanessa.
C'est moi. That's the one I meant to press.
There we go.
Oops. All right, so I got back to it, guys. Back to it.
So many notes.
I got the tech gremlins to go away for now. I stopped putting water on them. That was such a good movie. I don't know why my mom let me watch that though as a child.
Which one is that?
The Gremlins?
Oh. You can't get food
Yeah.
after midnight or have water.
Yeah, well, you definitely don't want to feed them after midnight. But you definitely don't want to get them wet either.
I don't know. I think you could feed me after midnight.
Wait, which one was the one that made them just multiply? That was feeding them after midnight or getting them wet? It was
I can't remember.
Or when they got wet. That's when they went from
Way too long ago for me.
I think it's when they got wet. That's when they went from a magpie to a gremlin. Whatever. Anywho, moving on. So, back to all my notes. I got printers working and all that jazz. And
all that jazz.
So, we're going to talk about intelligence today.
Okie doke.
I feel like I'm lacking some right now. I think my meds haven't kicked in yet. I worked out too hard at the gym this morning. I don't know. There's a lack of flow to my brain. But I gave you homework.
You did.
I told you to look up Howard Gardner's multiple intelligence theory because it's something that has always interested me. I found myself thinking about like which Disney characters possess, different intelligences with this theory. I have a lot of thoughts, as you can see, my packets. But I want to hear about what you think or what you knew or...
So it was kind of familiar to me because I did take a psychology course, but that was like such a long, even longer time ago. And it kind of jolted my memory just a little bit. And I understand like some people had an issue with it because they were like, oh, it's not really intelligence, it's more talents.
Yeah.
But I mean, people do learn in different ways, and sometimes it is musical, sometimes it is by doing something physical, sometimes it's a way of going with their talents of how to learn that as well, but sometimes it's just a naturally intelligent, like a natural intelligence or a natural, I guess, talent, if you would. One thing I felt like was missing. Now,
Mm.
I know there was a lot that were, missing, or like a spiritual intelligence you also showed me in that article that you gave me.
Hmm. Yeah, that's a newer one. He added like
Where's the street smarts?
common sense ain't common, y'all.
Street smart. Yo, I know
Um,
someone who has no street smarts. None.
um, Okay, let's get to that. And I do want to talk about part of the reason why this theory, I wanted to talk about it is because like me growing up and obviously being undiagnosed neurodivergent, I think intelligence showed up for me in a different way. And I think that there's a podcast that I sent you where Gardner talks to Alanis Morissette. And I think they kind of talk about the fact that academically, or in schools, there's a focus on just language and math. They don't really and just memorizing and stuff
Well,
like that.
they had the scientific one too.
I mean, like science kind of goes along with math, I think.
I thought that was like the legit, no, I can't.
Linguistic.
Yeah.
I always thought like social studies and history type of subjects went with English, where mathematical and science kind of went together because science you're mixing elements and things
Okay.
like that. Science has like a lot of pattern recognition. I mean, science uses spatial awareness and stuff like that as well. I mean, any subject can use any of the intelligences. But before we go down that part of the rabbit hole, we should probably talk about the different intelligences just for the audience members that don't uh, know what they are.
Also, should we do a disclaimer? Like, hey, this is our research kind of thing? Or.
Okay. I feel like we've already jumped trains a couple times. All right. So, disclaimer, yeah, this is research that we did. This is something that even Gardner himself like accepts that there's criticisms about this theory. There are a lot of critiques in saying that, like you kind of already said, it's not about intelligence, it's about talent.
Mhm.
But going back to what I was saying, part of why I thought it was important is because I didn't do well in school all the time. I was intelligent. My teachers knew that I understood some of the material, but it didn't show up in the way that schools like it to. And that's part of why I think Gardner came up with this theory. He was working with people who had been, I guess, like incapacitated in some way or another, maybe lost certain skills, like through accidents or like lost language, things like that. And he found that they showed their intelligence and they problem solved in other ways. So, without further ado, should we just get into what the 9 intelligences are?
Let's do it.
Okay. I have it here somewhere. Okay. So, there's linguistic intelligence, which is people who are smart with, they call it word smart.
And those are the people that are good at like speeches and stuff.
People who like enjoy reading, writing, storytelling, debates, word games. They have a strong memory for words and dates, so that's why that goes like along with history, I think, as well. There's logical, mathematical intelligence. You're talking about like having a lot of logic or number smart. You really good at pattern recognition, sequences, problem solving, puzzles, and experiments. So probably like the sciencey stuff and abstract thinking. Spatial intelligence is like having the ability to think in images and pictures, or visualize things accurately. So you're good at drawing, visualizing, reading maps, designing. You might be able to think or see concepts in 3D in your mind, which I think is pretty dope.
You're a good decorator.
Yeah. Yeah. Bodily kinesthetic intelligence. So body smart, where you're using your whole body or parts of your body to solve problems. You can create things or express ideas through your body. So these are people who are dancers and actors.
Like mimes
Yeah.
and parkour.
Yeah. No, actually, yes. Actually, yes.
Parkour.
Those would be like real life examples of people who are bodily kinesthetically intelligent.
Nice.
You have good coordination. You're athletes. You're.
No, I'm sorry, I haven't. That was just me.
Yeah. So that's that. Musical intelligence. So you're music smart. You're sensitive to sounds, rhythms, tones, and music. You can recognize, compose, or reflect on music to solve problems. That's that. There's interpersonal intelligence, so you're people smart. You can interact and understand people very well. You're skilled in communication, empathy, conflict resolution, teamwork. and pick up on social cues easily. It's interesting. Intrapersonal intelligence is self-smart, so you're more self-aware, reflective, thoughtful. You understand your own emotions and motivations. There's naturalistic intelligence, where you're able to recognize and classify plants, elements, animals. You enjoy being outdoors. You might notice weather patterns and ecosystems, etc. And then there's existential intelligence, which was more recently added. And I think this is still kind of like a proposed thing. I don't know if it's like officially official, but sensitivity and capacity to tackle deep questions about human existence, like the meaning of life or death. Thinks about philosophical questions, spiritual concepts, moral dilemmas, and seeks purpose and deeper understanding. So that's the rundown of the 9 intelligences. So, what are your thoughts on that? Besides there not being street smarts.
I feel like different things and dynamics also blur into those things.
Absolutely.
So, like again, street smarts would be the one where you kind of observe people and your surroundings, and then like as far as like the work that I do, that existential
Oh, that
intelligence.
that I was like thinking about you the entire time. I was like, that's Sylvia.
Like it's interesting to have combos because like I don't think anyone's just
I think
one
no,
intelligence.
I don't
right?
believe that
I
at
feel
all.
like you got like a nice combo. Like you're
Right.
a nice sub, like a big sub of combos.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, back to part. I'll tell you a story about when I knew that we had to do this for a podcast episode. And I think I told you this story recently. I was dropping Jacoby off at school, and we were late, and so the door was already closed. Right. Um, I'm in the car because I was not dressed. We were late. I couldn't get out of my car, y'all. I couldn't walk him to the door. But I'm watching him go to the door. And instead of ringing the doorbell because the door is locked, he's like jumping and looking through the window and knocking. I'm like, there's double doors. There's people in the office. I'm like, Jacoby, ring the doorbell. Like, and thank God some bigger kids came up behind him and rang the doorbell and they all got lit in. But I drove away thinking, I'm like, damn, is he like a little bit stupid maybe? I was just like, geez, maybe he's really like not that smart. And I immediately had to catch myself like, you know what? He was definitely having a moment where the common sense was not coming through. But I know that he's a very intelligent child, like in different ways. And I had to remind myself that my mother said the same thing about me. She would tell me stories about when I was a child, and she thought that I was a little bit special. She because of the way that I did things in a different way that was just different for her. She thought I was a little bit on the slow side. And and so I am actually very intelligent. I can almost see almost all of these in myself at different points. Um, but anyway, that's why I was just like, you know what? Everybody shows intelligence in different ways. It shows up in different people. And so just because maybe you don't have common sense, you might have some really strong academic intelligence. Who knows? But yeah,
I always say you might be book smart, but you ain't street smart.
no, definitely not. So another thing that I wanted to talk about and where I think the meat and potatoes of this episode is going to come into is like, as I was thinking about it, I realized like Encanto, I think the people in Encanto kind of show the different intelligences. I think it's a good movie to like use this theory. I mean, there's intelligence that shows up in different characters all over the place, but I feel like Encanto kind of like it really shows.
Yeah, because
Like,
they had all their special talents too.
yeah, so I wanted to go through like if you recently, I don't know if you recently watched Encanto, but like, can you see where?
Oh yeah, Luisa for bodily kinesthetics intelligence.
Okay, first of all, Abuela, I feel like she is the one that has like the logical, mathematical, like she's calculating. Like, do you feel like the way that she calculated how to use people's gifts, um, like how it's gonna help the family. I actually rewatched it again and I caught like a line where she was like talking about multiple times the marriage to Mariano was going to how it was going to help the family, how it was going to strengthen the family and the Encanto, the whole village as a whole.
Mm-hmm.
So I just felt like that's where she fell in.
I can
Uh,
see that.
for the linguistic one, for linguistic, I think I put Theo Felix.
Now Tio Felix didn't have.
he didn't have a gift necessarily, but
But he had voice to reason.
he was a storyteller.
Okay.
I mean, just in the song, We Don't Talk About Bruno,
Are you telling the story or am I?
like
Thunder.
like he had a lot of I think he had a way with words, and I think he was a storyteller, which is why I felt like he had the linguistic intelligence of the family. um for the spatial, that would be Isabella for me, like the way that she designed things with the flowers.
Okay.
You're thinking different?
Well, I'm thinking like a nice little combo of that one and the naturalistic.
Absolutely. She would also go under naturalistic because her thing was like all about
Yeah.
natural.
And I think Mirabella's mother also naturalistic because she could heal you
Because
with
she
a
was-
meal and she was good with
absolutely.
herbs and how to prepare things.
So for mother, Julieta, I also would put her under interpersonal. She had that empathy. She was also somebody you could talk to, and like she was good with the community. She was good at communication. The reason she could heal you with a meal is because she could understand what you needed.
Yeah, the root to what you need.
Yeah. Um, I think that kind of also makes her intrapersonally intelligent as well, because I think in order to have empathy, you have to be self-reflective. So I think the inter and intrapersonal,
That's a nice combo.
yeah, it's a good combo to have.
I want to eat dinner at her house.
And arepa con queso.
Yes, please.
Where are we at? Bodily kinesthetic is obviously Luisa.
Louisa, definitely.
I mean,
I think she also has that like self-awareness too, because her
the way
song
with the soft,
pressure.
yeah, the surface pressure song, like but I think she had to come into it. And I think Mirabelle is the one that also has the interpersonal, like she's the one that literally connects the entire family back together. Um, so I think it's Mirabelle that helps her kind of realizes who she is, helps Luisa realize what was going on, and kind of helps bring out that surface pressure song through their communication.
Did you say interpersonal or intrapersonal for Mirabelle, or both?
Mirabelle, I think she has both, I believe. Like she does a lot of reflection. You can see the self-reflection in like Mirabelle's song, The Waiting on a Miracle. Like she's very self-reflective. She's constantly like, how can I keep helping this family? Like that's what she's constantly thinking of, especially because she doesn't have a special gift or talent.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But she has the interpersonal, like she's helping all the people in the family. For music, I said Augustine, her father.
Okay.
I mean, he's playing the piano.
Yeah.
He looks like he's a composer.
Now, when it says sensitivity to sounds, rhythm, tones,
Also Dolores.
Dolores.
Yeah.
Dolores as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. I don't want to talk about Dolores.
No, we're not going to get into that. You're going to get so mad.
I
Your
know.
nostrils are going to flare.
I know. I had to like take a pause. I'm like, Dolores. We talked about interpersonal and intrapersonal, and then naturalistic. We already covered.
Well, also the one that gets his gift.
Oh, that's another one I put as
naturalistic
because he's talking to the animals.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yeah. He has a whole jungle in his like room or whatever. But then finally, and then Peppa, because she has her mood controls the weather.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah. And then I put for the existential, I put Bruno, because he has that ability to see beyond.
I'm trying to think if Bruno has any other ones that we see here. Oh, I mean, he also made his own telenovelas and everything, so he could be linguistic. He's told a lot of stories in those walls.
I mean, he did say, like, I always pictured myself as an actor. So, he does, I'm Hernando, I do the spackle.
I fear nothing.
So, he might be a little bit of a spatial picture. I think Bruno has, like, multiple intelligences as well, but I think everybody has multiple intelligences.
Yeah.
I went through and I did think about like some of the other Disney characters that show up in some of these intelligences as well. And I wanted to see if there were any that stood out to you, like when you were learning about the different intelligences, like what stood out to you? Like who did you think, like, oh, definitely that person. That's definitely that person. Anybody?
Honestly, because was given the homework, I just looked at the homework. I didn't try to associate with any Disney people, which I feel like that should have been like
Obvious.
an obvious thing to do. So no, we're gonna tackle that right here and now on the show.
Okay.
Live.
Ba-dum-bum. Okay.
I guess existential intelligence would also be like the villain from Princess on the Frog. What's his name?
Dr. Facilier?
Yes.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
But I mean, obviously in a different way than a light worker, but you know.
Right. That's interesting. For existential, so I kind of organized my thoughts by talking to my little AI friend, ChatGPT, Juniper.
Also Coco, sorry to interrupt you.
That's okay. I have Coco on this list as well. But for existential, my AI suggested 22 from Soul, and then I actually realized that
22.
the little soul that didn't want to go to Earth.
I can't remember. It's been so long since I've seen that film.
Okay, so in Soul, by the way, the main character,
jazzy guy.
Joe, his name is Joe Gardner. So how weird is it that he has
That's
the
funny.
same last name? But anyway, so he dies, or he's at least in a coma or something. His soul goes to the great before, and that's where he meets 22, who's a soul that has been there for centuries, and never got their spark to go to Earth. Like they didn't want to go to Earth. He was afraid of living, pretty much. Do you remember this?
No.
Okay.
Sorry, my ears hurt, so it's kind of like hard to concentrate.
Well, anyway, the reason that AI suggested putting her as existential is because like she's questioning the point of living before being born. Like so, it is a lot. Like the whole movie is very existential if you really think about it. Like what's the point and the meaning and purpose of life and death, and where do we go, and what happens before, during, and after our lives. So I thought that was actually very interesting. I did rewatch Soul just so that I could like understand what AI meant, but I dig it. All right.
And that's why I like it with Coco too, because it just deals with the whole like afterlife and having to come back and being remembered and the spirituality of that too.
And I love the cultural context of Coco. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, it's just so beautiful. I mean, that movie will make me cry every single time. I also put that Miguel from Coco is obviously very musically intelligent.
Mhm.
Like, I mean, he actually uses music to solve problems, and that's one of the things too. Is that like with the controversy of this theory is that it's not just intelligence, it's talent. Those people who criticize it as that, but the fact is that people can use these talents to solve their problems. I mean, because he understood music the way that he did, Miguel was able to figure out that Ernesto wasn't his actual grandfather. It was actually Hector. He was able to get himself from the afterlife. He was able to reconnect his family. He was able to get Hector back on the ofrenda so that he didn't disappear forever. He literally, like, music did that. And because he was musically intelligent, he was able to, like, fix his family and bring his family closer together through music at the end, beautiful. Ugh.
Like when I first saw the film, I was like, oh my gosh, I have to make my parents watch this. And so I watched it again and I still cried. But it's because my mother sometimes, she'll see me like doing offerings for different people, the family or for friends. And she'd always just go, that's beautiful. Or, like, Mommy would like that. Thank you so much. So she just thanks me for getting them fresh coffee or whatever.
I love that. And I think this movie, for me, I feel like I'm going to get emotional here, but I think around the time that this came out, or I don't know if it came out before or after, probably, whatever, anyway. No, it was before my aunt passed away, but particularly after she passed away, watching it like gave me a different meaning. Um, thinking about how she's just right there, especially like the ending scene. I'm gonna get emotional, but like the ending scene when he's like saying, our love for each other will live on forever. And then you see like the spirits are there and they're enjoying the food with the family and all
Mm-hmm.
of that. And I was just like, wow, that's like such a beautiful thing. And so like, especially around like that time of year too, is like when
Yes.
I really feel like that strong connection to her.
It's
So
also because the veil's thinner, so that's also why you feel that connection.
yeah, like I have to tell you off screen about this dream I had one time. I don't know if it was a dream, but music anyway. I also put that Sebastian.
Oh yeah.
I mean, he is an actual composer. Like he builds the songs, and let's be honest, like the Disney movies, they're all musical, and like all of these princesses and princes, they all have their songs, so they're all musical. But the difference is that the other thing, like all of these other songs, these people who are singing, they're singing as like exposition. They're singing their inner thoughts. It's actually their intrapersonal intelligence that they're singing about.
Kind of like Cinderella,
Right.
like This Is Love.
Right. Even Ariel, because like you might think that Ariel is musical because like obviously she's a mermaid, she has her siren song, but I don't think that she's necessarily necessarily musically intelligent. I mean, I guess she kind of is, but her song, like part of her world, like she's narrating. She's really reflecting about what she wants from her life. She's not using that to solve problems. Whereas Sebastian, when he sings Under the Sea, he is singing that specifically to Ariel and say, girl, why do you want to go on the earth? Stay under the water. It's better down here. When he does Kiss the Girl, he is trying to help her solve the problem and get Eric to kiss her so that she can stay on the earth. So that's where I think that like that's kind of the differences too. Like it's more than just talent. It really is about how you can use those talents to solve your life's problems or a problem anyway. Um, but yeah, so I had a lot of thoughts about that. Any other things that stood out to you? I thought about Hercules for bodily and kinesthetic. I have Tarzan as well.
I'm trying to think, like, where would Stitch? I don't know why I thought of Stitch.
Stitch is
Where would
probably
Stitch
logical,
follow?
mathematical, I'm thinking.
You think Stitch is mathematical?
Absolutely. I think most.
Explain the mathematical part for Stitch.
Well, it's a hyphenated word. It's logical, mathematical. I mean, I think there's pattern recognition. There's like,
Oh, because he is trying to be good.
I mean,
And
there's
he's good at problem solving,
problem
so trying to be good and not bad.
I have a feeling too that he could probably solve math problems like Matilda.
And I guess I do see the abstract thinking because when he builds what is it,
So,
San Diego?
like the spatial thing.
San
Yeah,
Francisco, and then tries to ruin it.
absolutely. I mean, honestly, the way that Jamba created him, he probably has all of the intelligences. I mean, the only thing he might not have is the
Oh,
linguistic.
musical intelligence.
Does he have musical?
Yeah, because he played the guitar.
He does learn how to play the guitar.
And influenced by Elvis.
Oh, that's true. I put Hero for mathematical though, from Big Hero 6.
Oh yeah.
I mean, like
definitely.
I mean, he skipped
logical,
like
mathematical.
a bunch of grades to go to college at 13 or something. Building robots. He does his like little gambling, scheming, like, and then he puts a whole team together to like get his little mini robot thingies back. Like that whole team is basically logical, mathematical geniuses, but they're also like spatial, I think, too. Right?
Yeah, I mean, you kind of have to be.
And the bodily kinesthetic. Maybe Fred is bodily kinesthetic. Is that's the like surfer guy, right? That was Fred.
Yeah, because they used they would have to be because also the roller skating,
Right.
the roller skating girl.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was a good. I almost forgot about that movie.
I can't forget about that. That's such a good movie.
I can't believe we didn't discuss that movie sooner.
Let's maybe make that the next thing. Why not? All right. What else? Going down the list, linguistic. I put Belle and Beast from the remake because obviously he knew all the languages except for Greek. Oh my gosh. And obviously Belle loves her books and she's able to speak very well. I mean, that was why she was an outcast, is because she was well educated.
And Gaston only had that bodily kinesthetic.
Yeah. I mean, he had a little bit, he had the interpersonal as well. I mean, like, not that he communicated necessarily with others, but he knew how to get people on his side. And I mean, he got a whole town to go like run with pitchforks to a castle.
Okay, but did he do it alone or did he have help from? Oh my
I mean, the fact
gosh.
that I mean, think when I
Who
think
is
about
the person's name?
from LeFou.
Yes, LeFou.
LeFou definitely had like interpersonal smarts as well. I think it depends on if you're thinking of the cartoon or the remake. But either way, Gaston
Started a mob.
he was the love of the town. So like, how do you get that? You have to have interpersonal skills. Like, you're a people person. I mean, I don't think he had a way with
Yeah,
words.
interpersonal, not intrapersonal.
Inter. I don't know if I said the wrong thing.
No. I was just making sure.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Going down my list here. Any other linguistic people? I feel like I have another theory that spawned out of this, and this is why I said that we might have to have a part two. Is I feel like a lot of villains have linguistic uh intelligence. Scar. I mean, just be prepared
Be
on it.
Prepared was such a great song.
I know it sounds sordid, but you'll like, who uses the word sordid?
Rewarded.
Who uses the word sordid in any sentence ever? But anyway,
And he was people smart with those hyenas.
true that.
You got a whole group of hyenas.
I think if you're linguistic intelligent, like, you have the ability to be interpersonal. Like, you need communication skills, you need language skills to have that good communication that helps you build the people connections.
Do we need a part two, or we think you got time to do that now?
I mean, we could probably get into it. I think Gothel had that linguistic intelligence, like the way that she was able to gaslight Homegirl for 18 years, or was it 6? Whatever, however long she was in that thing. I think I have a list. I do have a list here within my notes. You know, I have my list.
Yes.
Listen, AI said, "Girl, we might have to do the dark side of smarts as an episode."
I like that.
Okay.
And yeah, I had to take these headphones off. I do apologize. They were hurting my ears.
I think that's fine. I mean, you can hear me, you just can't hear yourself. Oh no, where's my other list? I have part of it. I got to burp again. Ooh, excuse me, more. I ate right before this. Sorry. All right, whatever. Logical, mathematical villains. I have Scar. I mean, he was calculating. He was calculating and he was linguistically intelligent. We've got Lady Tremaine. She was cold and calculating. I talked about Abuela already. Isma from The Emperor's New Groove. Like, she was all science, and I mean,
I really like her.
I love her. I mean,
Pull the lever, Crank.
Eartha Kitt. Yeah, so I put that. Where are all the linguistic ones? Daggone it. Is it part of this? Do you have it?
No.
That's all right. I probably left it on the
I'm just
printer.
thinking of different villains and like where they fit.
I think like for the linguistic ones, I already just said them anyway, though. So it was like Gothel, Scar. I put, who else? Hades.
Oh, Hades was a good one.
Hades,
But
man.
Hades also had that existential intelligence too.
The existential?
The existential. What did I say?
I think you just left off the X. Yeah, the existential. Why? Oh, well, why? Because he had the spirits from the great beyond?
Yeah, but he also knew, and then he also knew from like the actual other realms as well. So he knew different realms, and he was intelligent in the different realms, and like doing the big picture. He was a man with a plan.
Yeah, but I think that was a self-serving plan. I think existential, when you think about that, you're thinking of like a higher power, though. So I think it's hard
Okay.
for a god to think about
A higher power than themselves.
yeah, like so that's where I would disagree with that. But
Okay.
I do
But if we're talking about Hades, one other person would be the bodily kinesthetics would be Hercules, wouldn't it?
Oh, absolutely.
Did we touch base on that already?
I think I said it, but we didn't really like go into it. But obviously, like he's using his bodily intelligence to complete his labors.
Yeah.
I mean, like from defeating the Hydra, like he was not figuring out like every time I cut off one head, 3 more grow back. Like he does not have the math skills. You know, after the first 2 times, you're like, okay,
Maybe
okay, he's got
stop
the thing's
doing
got
that.
18 heads. Like, oh, Phil has definitely the linguistic skills. I think. Philoctetes, his little goat friend, or what do you call him, a satyr?
I don't know, but I do remember seeing. Who voiced that person? It was a famous voice.
DeVito, Danny DeVito.
Yeah, Danny DeVito. That was a perfect role.
That
for
was a
him.
great role for him.
He was so good in that.
Yeah. I would say, like, I mean, if we had to talk about like Megra, like, does she what intelligence would Megra have?
Sass.
You know, she might have intrapersonal skills. Like, she was more like she understood what her motivations were. She understood why she was doing what she was doing. Like, I mean, we had her whole song where she was reflecting on why she wouldn't say she was in love.
And also, I mean, so if someone has street smarts, right, would that be also interpersonal intelligence?
I think street smarts.
Like, what is, like, if you had to say someone's street smart?
I think, you know what? I think it honestly, street smart has to be a combination of everything, honestly. If I never really thought about it until now, but that's
your
the
spatial
thing.
awareness,
That's the thing is that
your body
you have,
connects.
like to
Yeah,
be
that-
stream, you
need
might
to-
have to talk yourself out of a situation
Yeah.
or something. Like you have to know how to interact with people. You have to know
Facial expressions.
I mean,
and-
you have to have like the spatial awareness, like coordination and stuff to like not bump into people. You have to, you know, there's a lot to it, and I think it does take a little bit of everything.
Mhm.
I mean, it maybe doesn't take as much existential, but you maybe even need to have some naturalistic. Like you could say that Merida had naturalistic intelligence. Like she knew, Mom, don't eat those berries.
Those are poisonous.
But for naturalistic, I also put Pocahontas. Obviously, she's very connected to the land.
Yeah.
Pocahontas is another person I think has the existential intelligence. Like she talks to the spirits, and you know she wonders like what the greater purpose I think is as well.
Mm-hmm. That's a good one.
For naturalistic, I also put Snow White, question mark, question mark, question mark.
Yes.
What you
yes.
said last time about how
She
she
might be
had
an animal psychic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the reason why I put it. I was like, okay, she did talk to them animals, but so did those other 3 chicks. The OG 3. They all were talking to animals a lot.
Yeah, but in a way, like,
I mean,
I don't think Cinderella was an animal psychic. I think she was just someone that cared for the animals, and the animals would do things as favors for being treated so well.
Fair enough.
Because she would give them food and cheese and make
That's
them
right.
clothes.
The animals definitely helped make her dress as a surprise to her, whereas Snow White was like, "You grab the mop,
you grab the broom."
Oh gosh, and I'm gonna whistle.
I'm sorry to frighten you. I didn't mean to.
I still can't stand that movie. I can't believe I'm wasting my time watching that movie. All right, moving on. Did we go through spatial awareness? Who has it?
Who has the spatial awareness?
Yeah, I said
think we
Rapunzel.
did.
Rapunzel. She's got all that painting and sculpting that she did. I think she also has the bodily kinesthetic smarts as well, because the way she uses her hair.
Oh wait, yes. I'm thinking of Yeah, no, she is a designer. Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
Okay, and I put, you know what? I don't know if I thought of this one. AI put Elsa
For spatial?
because she creates the ice sculptures from her imagination. Actually, yeah, it makes sense. The way, like, especially at the beginning when they were like, design this and poof, and then design that and then poof. Like, she oh my God, actually, the whole way she designed her whole ice castle.
Yeah, I can see it. Nice.
So yeah, I can see Homegirl definitely has the spatial intelligence. And I think like by the end of her second movie, she has the existential intelligence as well. she went through an intrapersonal journey.
Yeah, and she continued to go into her intrapersonal journey in the second one too.
Correct.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree.
All right. Interpersonal. I think we talked about a few people who have those skills. But I don't know if there's anybody like very specific that solves problems with their interpersonal skills.
I mean, in a way, Pocahontas also had that.
Oh, like in real life for sure.
Like real life Pocahontas.
Absolutely.
Real life
I didn't think about
Pocahontas
that.
had that. Trying to think of more.
I mean, like it's still like Mirabelle for me. I think she's the person that like uses communication the most to like solve the problem within her film.
Merida's mom. Merida's mom.
She has interpersonal intelligence.
Well, because she's so skilled in communication, and then she became more empathetic with her daughter, with the teamwork that she built with her daughter as a bear. So her and her daughter kind of showcased a interpersonal a little bit.
I think
Or you think she's just more linguistic?
I think it's more linguistic. Like she's able to persuade people and communicate well. And so like speech givers, debaters, like they have the linguistic skills. But she was not very good at connecting with her daughter. Like that was a skill that they had to build.
Mm.
And
So more of her father being interpersonal.
I think her father would probably be more interpersonally intelligent. Like it's a very natural skill for him. Like it's not something he has to learn to do.
Yeah, he was the what do you call it? The thing of the party?
The life
belle
of the
ball?
the life of the party, the belle of the ball.
Yeah.
I think the little boys might be like bodily kinesthetically intelligent. They were able to like sneak into little crevices and cracks and barrels to get those snacks that they wanted.
And they also were really good as bears too. Like I don't like
They're
how
so
much
cute.
adapting you would need to be
Yeah.
doing. Like they were better bears than the mom
Honestly,
of like moving around and
I
like
love
doing
how
certain
they just
things.
like, oh, we're bears now, and still chaos. They were just chaos. Let's be honest. Merida does have some of the bodily kinesthetic skills as well, like with her archery.
Yeah.
So that's interesting.
Mulan also bodily kinesthetic.
Oh, for sure. The way that she was able to like, climb the pole. She also has the spatial because like that scene on the mountain where she was able to like picture where the rocket
avalanche would come in. Yeah,
I
she
mean,
was great with that.
That's logical. That's spatial. Like she had all of that.
Now, would you also say in the remake of Mulan, she would have the existential intelligence as far as having the chi?
I think having the chi, that definitely touches into the existential for sure.
Cool.
Yeah.
I'm learning, everybody. I'm learning.
And that's what the show's all about. Okay. For intrapersonal, I also really thought about Moana. I mean, she has a lot of different intelligences where obviously she has some of the body kinesthetic, like she's doing it's not hula dancing, but like what is that she was doing like when she was dancing with the grandma, like their storytelling through like the dancing.
Isn't that hula?
Is it hula? Like
hula
is that very
Hula
specifically
does...
Hawaii? I don't want to be culturally unintelligent.
I don't want to be culturally you know what I mean. I don't want to be improper with the delivery either.
Correct. Yeah.
But so she was from what, Polynesia?
Yeah.
So I don't know.
So okay, well, y'all know
it
what
is
we're
a storytelling,
but the storytelling through dancing.
Through dance.
So if anybody knows what it's the proper name for
I need
it,
to look. Am I able to look this up?
You can.
Let's just look it up real quick.
Any of our Polynesian listeners, please like educate us because we like to be educated. But besides that, she does also do a lot of intrapersonal reflection. Like we see it right at the beginning of the film, like when she's singing "How Far I'll Go." She's reflecting. Why can't she be happy with where she is and how things are? Like that's her reflecting on her emotions and motivations as she's out on the water. She's out there alone most of the time. And she's learning about herself. Like all she
and even
has.
before, she does a lot of reflection of like, why do I always come back to the water?
Exactly.
Yeah.
While she's out there on the water,
No,
she's
it's
singing.
known as hula.
Is it? Okay. Yeah, me, I guess.
I was like, isn't it hula? I was like,
because like when I think of like hula dancing, I'm thinking of like the big Hawaiian shows and the things. Like I'm thinking of Lilo and Stitch, and I'm like, I don't want to. I know that there is a lot of cross culturalism like between the two, but I'm like, I don't want to. Like I said,
oh, wait. Some say that it's hula, and some say that it's Tahitian dance, and it's called ori tiati.
okay, see that. That's
See,
what
the more I dive deep into different, like the more
that's what
different
I'm thinking
answers we have.
like Polynesia and that and the Philip like yeah, there's that all
Folks,
of
we're
that.
trying to get the
Yeah,
right word. We're
I know,
really
like now
trying
we're
to get the right
stumbling,
word.
like ding ding.
Ding ding.
But yeah, that
We
part
mean
of the,
all respect.
yeah, but
Nothing but
that
respect.
area that like the Pacific Islanders, that's what it is. The Pacific Islands, like there's so many different cultures
There
throughout
is,
it. So like,
yes.
and I don't think we learn exactly where in like where she's from and like what that dance is. So I don't want to say the wrong thing.
Yeah, we don't want to say the wrong thing, so we're not confirming what the
Yeah.
name is.
So don't come for us. But anyway, yeah. So she's on the ocean. She's learning about herself and what she can do, her own perseverance and endurance.
And she also has the existential intelligence
with
with her
the grandma,
grandmother.
absolutely, 100%.
Every time I cry,
Every single time.
I see that big
But-
stingray, I cry so hard.
And like, I can't even.
Whew.
But then there's also when she's singing her song of "I am Moana," like she's literally, "I am the daughter of the chief. I come from Voyagers." Like she's really reflecting on who she is, and she uses that to solve the problem with Taka because she did that intrapersonal reflection. She says to Taka, "You know who you are too."
And I think that also is interpersonal with the empathy.
Correct.
Yeah.
So I think the two of them, they have to play together. There are some people, I think narcissists. I think people who are narcissists, and I'm talking about those who are clinically diagnosed, probably, as well as those who are just narcissistic in their behaviors, they probably have the intrapersonal.
No, I
actually,
don't think
they have the interpersonal. They do not.
I don't think they
intra.
have either.
Oh, they have to have interpersonal intelligence because that's how they get people to do their bidding.
Okay, so I feel like they would lack a certain amount only because if you are self-aware, wouldn't you think, oh,
I don't think
I'm
that they have
understanding-
self-awareness.
Well, self-smart is also self-aware, right? And being reflective and thoughtful.
Yeah, and that's what I think is that narcissists lack that.
Oh, so you're saying that they're
think
interpersonal only.
I think that they more likely, and I'm saying in a very general way, they might have more linguistic and or interpersonal, like they can communicate with others.
But they lack empathy.
I mean, you don't have to have empathy to be able to communicate well with others. And get like salespeople have interpersonal skills. You don't have to have empathy to get somebody to buy a car. You have to have the linguistic skills and you have to have the people skills.
What intelligence would be for master manipulation and no empathy?
I think it's a
linguistic. Obviously linguistic.
Definitely linguistic. You're able to be persuasive. But like think about narcissists are also very charming.
Yeah, so in a way they're also kind of logical, but not in a mathematical sense, but more of a
No, it's more of a linguistic logic and the interpersonal, like they understand and interact well with others. They understand like I think empathy is like it's one of the things that people with interpersonal skills have, that some of them have. They don't have to have all of those things. It's just an example of what some of those traits that those people have.
Yeah.
And so
they just lack a lot of intrapersonal.
So they may not have the empathy, but they do understand people, what they want, what they need to hear in order to get them to do what you need them to do. So I think that a narcissist will probably have interpersonal skills as well as linguistic skills and probably lack the intrapersonal skills because they don't take accountability. Where's the mic drop button?
I don't think there is a mic drop button. Just there we go.
Nope, that wasn't it.
I did it. Ready? There we go.
It's probably gonna hurt Anthony's ears.
I'm sorry.
Ding,
I
ding.
just realized.
What was that?
Me.
Beep beep. All right. Intrapersonal. Any other intrapersonal or interpersonal? Because I feel like we just really got into it. I think Mulan also has intrapersonal intelligence.
Yeah.
She does a lot of self-reflection, like as noted in her song.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I think that's something that she does. I don't know if it's necessarily like, would you say that she's intelligent in it because she questions herself, but does she actually understand herself? Now that I'm thinking about it.
I think it's a journey of understanding yourself and of uncovering who you are.
So it's not something that comes very naturally to her.
No.
No. All right. I think we covered all of them. Not in order, but we did cover all of them.
When is it ever in order?
Never in order. There's no order here. All right. Well, I think that covers Disney characters and their intelligences as well as the Encanto parallel. What intelligences do you feel that you possess?
Oh my gosh. Okay. Here we go. Going down your list, I do feel like I have linguistic intelligence. Being able to do storytelling, debates. I've written a few chapters for a book. Don't really enjoy reading very much. I have to be really interested in the topic. But I can write stories. I do debate, but I don't like debating sometimes.
I can be good at debating too. I can be.
I'm very great with science. I used to love anatomy, so I'm good with that. Music intelligence. I used to compose music when I was little.
Very good.
So, although I can't write music anymore, obviously we all have some kind of body kinesthetic intelligence, right? Because I like to dance. I'm pretty coordinated in dancing. I always get things very quickly. So like when I did belly dancing classes, they're like, "Oh, you pick up rather quickly," and I'm like, "Yep, I got it. No worries." Let's see. Just going down the list again. Interpersonal intelligence, I would say I also have.
I think you have that in spades.
With the communication, the empathy, resolving conflict. Also, Libra. Hey.
I mean, you're talking to a Cancer. Try to tell me I don't have interpersonal skills.
Oh my gosh.
Or intelligence.
Let's see. Intrapersonal, being very self-aware, reflective, thoughtful. I do this a little too much.
Yeah, same.
To the point where I will like replay certain things, and it's because I've been told as growing up by my mother, like, oh, you had a tone just there, and so now I have to replay things that I say or how I say that. I'm like, did I have a tone? How that could have came off? Maybe it came off this way. And that's when I realize sometimes I think I go, oh, maybe I could have came off that way, and let me go apologize to the person. And so that's what I'll do if I'm like, hey, I'm not sure if I did have this tone or if it came out in this way. I wanted to touch base and apologize in case if it did come off across a certain way.
Right.
Because in my eyes and in my thing, it was literally this. It had nothing to do with that, And I think that's also having, ADHD.
I was going to say, like, I think that folks that are neurodivergent probably have those two skills, like, or those intelligences probably in higher, this is me theorizing, but I feel like probably have it in higher doses than, like, neurotypicals. I think we do a lot of intrapersonal reflection because we always feel very different, whether you're diagnosed or not. You are you don't quite fit in, so you're constantly reflecting on why is that and how you can do better. Like it goes hand in hand with masking, I think.
And I also think I have some naturalistic intelligence, and I only say some because I should have more with like who I am, where my family comes from, what our family does, like all the different medicines that we've made down the lines, and I'm like, I should know more about these plants, or I should be able to spot these plants a little easier. And for some reason, I'm like, oh, they all look like
I have
like
zero.
all these mints look the same to me.
I have zero naturalistic intelligence. I can tell you that. Like it took me 5 years to get my yard halfway done, and I'm still working on it. I'm not one with nature. I mean, and I think like that's the thing that Gardner kind of warns against is like, you know, everybody can possess some of these skills
Hmm.
or some of these things. It's about how you use it in your everyday life.
Yeah, and I do
To
it in a way where, like I'm like, oh, okay, the blood pressure came out a little high. Let me go make eggplant water. Oh, okay, I'm gonna
mm,
get a cold. Let me get some aloe and some honey and some clove and some brandy, and I'm gonna make myself some medicine. Or
yeah, see,
um,
that's very cool.
you know,
Like I wouldn't
uh,
know how to do that.
I had my injury on my foot, and I was like, let me get a castor oil, make a poultice, and I'm gonna heal myself because the doctors don't want to see me. That's a different way of using nature in a intelligent way, but it's just
Yeah.
not listed there. And
But
I
no,
obviously they,
I like that you say that because like I don't see naturalistic. I think it's more than just recognizing the patterns and being able to recognize plants and things. Like some people can spot whatever and say, yeah, that's a this class, this whatever, this people can do that with animals in the animal kingdom and the plants and all that. I am not one of them. But the fact that you know what certain herbs is gonna like how that's gonna help you with your bodily problems or certain issues and things like that, I think that that's actually that does mean that you do have some of that naturalistic intelligence.
yeah. And then obviously the existential intelligence as well, asking the philosophical questions, different spirituality concepts, always seeking purpose and deeper meaning.
Mhm.
So I think I have whatever combo I just said.
Yeah, I mean, I you went through the list, and I feel like you definitely possess like everybody possesses, I think, a little bit of everything. What would you say are like your top three then?
Oh my gosh, hold on. Like the top three of like, hmm.
Like, what are your top three like, what are the things that you use every day to solve like your everyday problems, or like that you use on a daily basis?
So I do naturalistic stuff on a daily
And I
basis.
shouldn't say like to solve problems, but like even like for example, for me, I do word problems and like logic games. Like that's what I do to relax myself. It's not necessarily to solve problems, but I love solving puzzles. I love doing puzzles and word games. Like
Hmm.
I love doing like wordles and things like that.
So I mean, I use the natural intelligence every day.
Hmm.
Every day in the morning, I put maca root in my coffee along with cinnamon for certain reasons, and I also ingest oregano oil every day for certain reasons, clove water with cinnamon for certain reasons. So I do that pretty much every single day.
Okay.
Um, every herb, every certain thing, it has a purpose for me. And sometimes it just tastes good. And then the existential intelligence, the spirituality, the tarot
Right.
reading, the mediumship, the connecting with the
Mhm.
ancestors. That's not something that you just turn off,
Right.
you know. Um, top three, third one. Let me see here.
It doesn't have to be like to like solve a problem, but like what you do for fun and stuff like that. Like
What do I do for fun?
or what you use in your job. I mean, I would say you probably have the interpersonal skills because, like, the fact that you just for your jobs, the
Yeah.
fact that you have to constantly talk to other people and making small talk is not an easy thing to do.
I mean, I feel like the interpersonal and the intrapersonal, it kind of
Like you
goes
have
hand in
the
hand.
empathy and stuff that you have. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like those two go hand in hand. So I
I
might
think for
consider it
people like
as
us, they go
one.
hand in. I'm telling you, they go hand in hand sometimes, but I think there are some exceptions to that rule.
Yeah, I would say those then.
I think what it is that if you have the interpersonal intelligence, I think it automatically means that you have intrapersonal intelligence. I think in order to understand people very well, you have to be able to understand yourself, and especially when it comes um to the empathy. Maybe I said that
And maybe
backwards.
that's where narcissists come from. Maybe they do understand themselves and they hate themselves so much that
I
they
think that's why I think I said that backwards. I think
I think they hate
if you
themselves
have
so much that they
intrapersonal,
use, manipulate, and control others.
I did say about well, I meant if you have intrapersonal, I think you automatically have interpersonal skills. So if you understand yourself, you can understand anybody else. That's what I meant to say.
Yeah, and I feel like narcissists in the bottom of it,
But I still
really
say
hate
narcissist. I
themselves.
still say I'm just saying from some of the conversations, it's like that I have with a narcissist. It seems like they they don't have a certain self-awareness. And I think like my sister and I talk about this because we both have a couple of people who are similar, have similar personalities in our lives that we both feel are narcissists. And it's very similar. It's like there's a certain self-awareness just goes out of the window. It's like they don't realize the behaviors that they have that they fault everybody else for doing. You know what I mean? And I think that's where, like, maybe it's very personal for me. That maybe that's where that opinion comes from. Like, listen, I'm not an expert. I might pretend to be, but I'm not. Anyway, moving on. So my top three. I'm gonna say I want to say music, but I don't know if it's like my most intelligent. I don't know if I'm that musically intelligent. I used to write songs.
I mean, you sing a lot.
And I do sing a lot. I am able to, and like I said, like you don't have to be able to do all of the things that it has in the definition because like I'm not a composer necessarily. I used to write songs as far as like lyrics, but that's where that's the linguistic intelligence. Like I would write song lyrics. I could like play enough to do a little singing songwriting
Yeah.
back in the day.
And I mean, music also uplifts you.
Absolutely.
And even with me, like that's
I
a way
use
that I
it-
serve my spirit guides too. I sing to them.
That's how I used to
And they love it.
connect with the children. That's actually that was another thing I wanted to talk about is how I use this in education. And this is something that came up in my education classes as well, in almost every one because when teaching little kids, we talk about how they learn in different ways. And so like I could have 10 or 20 kids in my class that all learn in different ways and have different abilities and intelligences. And one of the ways that I could connect to them and get them to listen to me sometimes is to sing. Like I would be pissed off. Like they would be just running rampant and I'm just like, it's time to sit down instead of saying, stress is down. I mean, I wanted to go full Trunchbull, but I tried to, do Miss Honey.
And before you go on to your other ones, real quick, I did want to say how I read about how the therapists,
Uh-huh.
why does it not pick up my S's? Different therapy sessions used this different multiple intelligence for their clients. And
Yeah.
they found great success in having the clients open up, having them be more understanding. And it was almost like a lot of therapy sessions and people that were holding these therapy sessions found a lot of great success by using these different intelligences with
Absolutely.
their clients and how it
I-
worked for them.
and
So I
I-
thought that was cool.
And I will say like that goes with, and I think I don't know if it's in these notes or where I read it, but essentially like folks who have interpersonal skills, like those are the people who work with the community, like therapists, psychiatrists, and things like that, teachers. And you have to have those interpersonal skills because you have to be able to very quickly assess and observe and understand people and how like understand their intelligence and how like their love languages and things like that. Um, so I will say that interpersonal skills is something that I use on a daily basis, whether it's connecting with my child, whether it's connecting with my friends, my customers when I'm like, bartending and serving. Like you have to have those interpersonal skills. And again, salespeople. People who are in sales have great interpersonal intelligence because you're just able to get people to trust you. People feel at ease around you when you have good interpersonal intelligence or strong interpersonal intelligence. Yeah, I'm gonna say interpersonal, linguistic, and mathological. I love my math. I actually love math, guys. People think I'm crazy for loving math, but I love numbers. I love patterns. Like I see patterns everywhere. I love shapes and like just problem solving, whether it's a logic problem, a word problem, or a people problem. I love problem solving. So I'm gonna say that's like one of my top two, three, or four, whatever, however many I just said. music, interpersonal, language, and logic. I'll put language as the fourth one, maybe. I do trip over my words, but I'm really good at them. And I do love reading, but I don't read that much anymore as much as I used to. All right.
Yeah.
Is that our show?
I think that's it, folks.
All right. Well, I would love if our listeners and watchers left some commentations under this thingamabob about what intelligences that you have. What did you think of this show? Did we hit it right? Is it a theory? It is a theory.
It's a theory.
It actually is a theory. But I mean, do you
resonate with any of these
Do you resonate?
intelligences?
Thank you for seeing my words. I'm not always the most articulate with my words. I know them though.
Yeah, I'm not very big with my vocabulary.
You mean you're not verbose?
No.
You don't have a strong vernacular?
I mean, I feel like I do when I speak, but like, I don't know.
I think I do when I write. I'm very good at writing, but
I'm good at writing too, but like sometimes I
speech.
just don't have the words. And sometimes they all blend together.
Yeah. What were we just talking about? Oh yes, leave a comment if this intelligence theory resonated with you. Do you think it's a crock of hooey? I mean, do you think that it's like a legit thing? Because there is a lot of critiques out there. People think that.
Do you feel like it's just a talent that
is
people
it just
have?
talent, or do people actually can people use these different intelligences? Do they have like a strength in a certain area that they can use in their everyday like problem solving skills, or even just not problem solving skills, just skills to, what are those things that people do to like, their
dabble?
Their talent, actually.
I mean, Vanessa's lost words.
It is talent. Like, artists. Artists are spatially intelligent, but that's because they do art, and that's like their hobbies. That's what I'm talking about.
Hobbies. That was the word. Hobbies.
Hobbies is the word.
It took me
okay, I take it back. I'm not linguistically intelligent. I'm like linguistically mediocre, guys. Anywho, okay. So leave comments. Make sure you like, you share, you follow, subscribe. I want 711 subscribers for my birthday. It's my birthday week. There we go. It's my birthday week.
Sparkles.
Crickets.
Sparkles.
What?
Sparkles.
Damn it. I'm just off today. Okay. Listen, I already put it out there that I'm trying to beef up my Rolodex. So your girl's out here. She's trying to meet people and do things and have fun and be outside this summer. I think I used that correctly, right?
I think so.
I don't even know. I'm still like, I'm not hip to the lingo. I'm old. I'm almost 40.
That's not old.
For a tree. My Chemical Romance fans will understand that one.
I don't know what to do with myself.
Oh, okay.
Can I take these off?
Can I explain that joke to you?
Sure.
Okay. So, I guess we should just sign off. Well, whatever. I'll explain the joke. Basically,
Did we say bye?
Bye. Okay, now I'm going to explain that joke to you.